Okay. While you're negging her, and you're smiling while you're doing it, or you're doing it in a good-hearted, playful manner, you're signaling that you want to play, not push her around. Alright? You're giving her backward compliments, not insulting her. Alright? Insulting her will just crank up the bitch shield to a bitch force field. Alright? You're trying to trigger insecurity so that she concedes to lower her shield and let you in. Or ask to be let into your frame. That's really what you really want, is the girl having to qualify herself and asking to be let into your frame. Alright? Here's where calibration comes in. Alright, I've already talked about the HB scale. Alright, so a 10, if she thinks of herself as a 10, can get about 3 strong negs right off the bat. Alright, an 8, you know, maybe you want to do 1 to 2 over a longer period of time. Alright? It's about, there's a time and place for everything, and sharpening that time and place detector within yourself is uber important. Alright? You're false disqualifying yourself by acting uninterested, and this captivates her. Alright? I think that the point of negs should be eventually to get her to soften up, get her laughing. That's why you don't want to insult her. Alright? By negging her, you've made her a bit self-conscious, and in effect successfully turned her from a leader into a follower. Or rather, she's given up her bitch shield frame and is asking for permission to join your party. Alright? If the negs work, and you break the bitch shield, you lay off the negging. Until she earns it again. Alright? If she starts throwing back out shit tests at you, then, of course, you know, playfully punch her a few times with some negs. But once you break through the bitch shield, generally, lay off the negging. You go, and at that point, build attraction. There's no point in beating a dead horse. Alright? That's what, I think negging is when you've won. You've won that part of the battle. So stop firing at her. Now, what's really fun about a really strong woman is a neg fight. It's flirting. It's playful. It's not insulting the crap out of each other. Alright? It's a little sexy. But she will dish it out to you just as fast as you give it to her. And this keeps on going because it's a challenge. She wants to have you comply with her and then snuff you out. Stay strong, turn the tables around on her. Alright? You want to get her close with a strong woman like that if you're having like an all-out neg battle. You want to get close to the breaking point or the tipping point, but never cross it or tip the scale. Alright? The little dance of equilibrium gains mutual respect. Alright? Now, here's another way of doing it. Negs is obviously the big one. That's the one I spent the most time on. Disinterested body language is another way of dealing with the bitch shield. Alright? This is one of the things that I work with my clients on right off the bat, is being aware of your body language. Alright? You want a strong masculine stance free of idiosyncrasies. You want to be able to manipulate your body to portray whatever you want. And when you're in control of your body, your capabilities will exponentially increase. Okay? And this is important because women have an innate and uncanny ability to read subtext and ulterior motive through body language. Alright, it's something that we're just born with. What you can do is use angles to your advantage and torque. Alright? 90-degree angle, you know, I'm not saying which one to use when. I mean, you just, right now, just become aware of the way that you're positioning your body in relation to her has meaning. Alright, even if she doesn't know it, even if it's on a subconscious level, if you can master and send her messages through your body language, then you really are able to control her much more than she thinks. Alright? 90-degree angles are generally aggressive. 45-degree angles are more comfortable from an evolutionary self-protection standpoint. Alright? When I say torque, using torque in the body so that you have an energy flow that isn't dependent or focused at her will disarm her. Alright? She'll feel that she's not the center of your universe, and she'll wonder why. She's a beautiful girl. Why aren't you, completely enthralled with her and have your feet pointing at her and your shoulders pointing at her and all of your chi vibe is going at her? Why? It makes her curious. It makes her start having to qualify herself to you, which is what you want. And then you reward her. Alright. You want to keep her on her toes by making her feel like you could walk away at any time. Alright? Play around with, leaning away from her, being on an angle, talking over your shoulder. Don't peck at her. Alright? Everybody knows what pecking is if you don't Google it. Make her project like a big girl. She can talk to you. You're a man. She's a woman. She doesn't have to be all cutesy-wootsy with the whispering thing making you come to her. Don't put up with that. Play with leaning away from her at certain points. Make sure that your posture screams man, but not gorilla. Alright? A guy trying too hard to be like the alpha omega of alphas looks ridiculous. You see those guys, they're walking down the street, they've got their elbows out, they look like they're about to run over people and start chewing cars and stuff. It looks ridiculous. You want to have a relaxed, non-idiosyncratic tone to your body.